I want to talk about a more personal choice, about deciding earlier on in your life not to do drugs, and then deciding a little later in your life not to drink. Right. And those aren't easy choices to make, and you've gone through some things in your life with your health, with your marriage, that would say it would be really easy, and especially with the money you had, there would have been a lot of opportunity to drive down that road. Why did you make the choice, and how did you stick to that choice?
Well, I may have done a little bit of drugs in high school.
Now the truth comes out, yeah.
It's funny, my daughter said, I thought I heard Mom say, of course my ex-wife, that you actually sold drugs in high school. Look, I reshuffled from one pocket to another on one occasion. It's not exactly, yes. I wasn't like a dealer, but anyway, so I had
Sorry,
a little
what's
bit
the difference between that and the dealer?
Well, it's volume. It was just I was a very, very small independent businessman in grade 12. And I didn't really make that much. Anyway, so ignoring that, yes. The real opportunity came to look at my life at the time. It happened to be the week I turned 30. My mother died, and her mother died, my grandmother, the same day, same hour, same hospital. And an incredibly emotional experience for our family. My grandmother was relatively healthy, and my mom was dying of lung cancer, and so she was fading, and all of a sudden we got the call saying that grandma was being brought in. So emotional time, blah, blah, blah. And I decided to take alcohol out of my life for a couple of months, just because it was such a challenging time in my life. And I thought, you know what, I don't want this as a crutch. And I was kind of reacting to a family situation where there was someone who had an alcohol addiction issue, and I wanted to pull away from that in my own way. And so I pulled back, and ultimately for 3 months, and said no alcohol. And at the end of that 3 months, I thought, you know, I'll do another 3. And I was about 3 days into my second 3 months, and I said, screw it, I'm done. No more drinking. I'm just going to take it right out of my life. I don't miss hangovers. When I drank, I was a binge drinker, a classic engineering, Saskatchewan farm boy binge drinker. And they show up in Newfoundland, they show up across Canada. So yes. It's not like it's just in the prairies. But the idea was that I would probably drink to excess when I went out to drink once a month. I never craved it. I never drank alone. I didn't, you know, my wife and I didn't drink during the week. It was just the style of drinking wasn't healthy. And carving that out of my life, I realized I still had enough confidence to get by in life without, you know, the 6 or 12 beer or whatever it was that got downed on a Friday or Saturday night. And, you know, as I said to some of my staff, you'll never impress a client with how much you can drink. Ever. So the best you can do in a business setting with alcohol is break even. The best you can do is break even. With those odds stacked against you, why wouldn't you just pull back a little bit? I admire people who, you know, to imbibe, if you will, with discipline, a glass or 2 of wine here or there. Now, in 23 years, I've had 2 or 3 glasses of wine. I actually had a beer and a glass of wine with my son for his 19th birthday. My kids say I was absolutely snapped. I don't think so, but who knows?
Who knows?
I can't remember.
But, no, and